Hi girls. So you'll maybe remember my eyebrow video. This is just me continuing on from it because I've got to this stage, so we might as well keep going. And if I put makeup on today, I'll probably not be putting makeup on for another week. So I'm going to continue now with eyeshadow. Alright, please bear with me. It might be a little bit difficult to show you, but I will honestly try my best to get it right on camera. I might be reshuffling mirrors and different things here, so just bear with me. So I have just like drawers sitting down the side here. So I have quite a few makeup palettes. Alright, today I'm going to stick to really natural, really basic eye colours, simply because some of you are complete and utter beginners. So we're going to start at the very start. As the weeks go on, I'm going to maybe show you some bright colours, some pinks, some purples, some greens, something that you might never in a million years even attempt, but you're going to attempt it because I'm going to ask you to. So I'm going to show you some of the palettes that I have and that I maybe recommend. Okay, so my first, let me just actually see if I've got another one in here. So I have this palette. This is a Morphe palette from years ago. I love bright colours, okay? Really love bright colours. This is great because it's got all your oranges, it's got all your bright colours, it's got black, it's got white. I really like this. To be honest, it lies in my drawer and I sometimes forget that I have this palette because there's so many palettes that are coming out at the minute, and every time a new palette's released, it's like, I want it, I need it. And no, I don't want it and I don't need it, but it's just because there's so much advertising, so many people are blogging it, so many people are making nice videos with it. I'm just like, I really need that, but I really don't. So that's a Morphe palette I've had from years ago. I'm going to show you a palette that I got off eBay. I was doing makeup years ago, a fantasy makeup for a makeup class that I was in. And I was using purples, greens, blues. Years and years ago, we would never in a million years have even ventured into bright colours. All I did years ago when I was at school was put on bright white eyeshadow, didn't even wear mascara, nothing. So makeup has came a massive way from years and years ago. If I was at the age that my mother was at and I suggested to her to go and do a makeup course, she'd be like, not in a million years. But now it's all we ever do. So I got this palette off eBay. It was like $5.99. Girls, I nearly dropped it. I love this palette. I mean, I really love this palette. I bought it cheap because I thought I'm never going to use these colours again. Honestly, it'll surprise you how much you're going to start using bright colours. So I always think, yes, some palettes are more pigmented than others, but if you prep right, if you do your skin right, if everything's sitting the way it should be, you get as good a results with the cheaper products. So don't be put off by that. Carnival palette. This is the older one. There's a new one out since this. It's the XL Carnival palette or something. Love this palette. Absolutely love it. My only problem with this palette is it does not have black. Some of you are going to be like, well, I'm never going to use black. You are going to start using black. Black's amazing. You don't use it heavy, you don't use a lot of it, but you will start using black. So I love this because it's got a mirror, it's got a bronze highlighter, it's got a blusher. It's really handy if you're going out and about. You'll see all your natural colours. So if I'm going holidays or going away for a night, I might take this because I've got all my natural colours, I've got all my bright colours, and I've got my mirror. So it is good. To be fair, again, I hardly ever use it. I should use it, but I've just got that much and I'm really trying to use up what I have. I have loads of these wee powder, loose powder, like that's like a goldy shimmer. I've got purple, didn't even realise I had that in there. I've got green, I've got white. So I've got these two whites. This is like a lighter white, this is like a white with like a purple shimmer through it. I love these. I use these all the time and you'll see me using them throughout this, okay? Like years ago when I was growing up, it was all about buying the Barry M powder. I have thousands of these and it's a sin because they're never used, but they're all there, okay? Sometimes I might use them. It just depends what notion I'm in or what I'm going to be at. Next palette I have is LMD. This is the old one, okay? She's since brought out a newer one, but this is the older one. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. I've still got loads left in it, but I've used it quite a bit. If you're going holidays, if you are a beginner, a complete beginner, I really cannot recommend buying the LMD products enough. You'll get them in the Be Perfect website or directly from LMD's website. These here, when I go away, you know when you go away and you're maybe only away for one night, like I was away to Belfast recently for one night and I thought I was going for a week, the amount of stuff I have. So these palettes are great because it's got everything in it that you're going to need. You've got all your light colours, you've got your 2 shimmers, you've got brighter colours, you can see which ones is my favourite. You've got black, you've got brown, you've got highlighter, you've got bronzer and you've got blusher. So if you're a really, really complete beginner to makeup and you haven't got an awful lot, go and buy an LMD palette because you will have everything in the one palette that you need. So you don't need to go and buy eyeshadows, you don't need to go and buy a bronzer, you don't need to buy a highlighter, it's all in this one thing, okay? This is her newer version 1, so let me just see. Okay, colours are pretty similar, okay? I got this, I was selling these in work, and if you got 10, you got a tester. So this is why this is like in a plastic thing, because I just cut the tester off. I didn't buy one because the tester was perfect. So she's changed the white, she's changed this. These are pretty much all the same. The newer one, I have to say, is probably better pigmented. There's definitely improvements in it. But see if you can get the old one. These are so cheap at the minute. If there's any of the old ones, buy it. I will still use this constantly. And then the last one I have is a Sub-Zero palette. Okay, this is a highlighter palette. I only have this because I got it free with something. See, to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of bright highlighted cheeks. It's nice for a night out, but it's not something you're going to use all the time. If you have the likes of the LMD palette, you've got the highlighter there, so there's an awful lot in this. So I had it anyway, and it was lying in my drawers, and I kept looking at it thinking, that's such a sin, because I'm never going to use this dark pigment here, because that would be more of a highlighter if you had darker skin. I would tend to stick to around these or these in the middle of the eye. So what I've started to do is use this as eyeshadow. So see, some days where I'm maybe just going to work or I don't want a lot of makeup on, but I need to put something on, I'll just rub a wee bit of highlighter over my eyes. So the great thing, the only thing I miss about being in the classroom environment is you do learn so many tips from everybody else. Makeup is beyond massive at the minute. You've got it in Madaland, you've got it in New Look, you've got it in Primark. So years ago I could have said to you, right, go to the Makeup Pro store, buy A, B and C. You can't do that anymore because there are so many hundreds and thousands of different products out there. I love this course because when we're in the classroom, you'll have girls coming in that they've bought something out of Primark, Pennies, Poundland, and I'm like, oh my goodness, where did you get that? That is beautiful. So, you know, there's so much out there. So go by mine by a guideline. But when you get used to the products and you start going out and about, you'll be like, that actually looks quite nice. I might use that. It's maybe something I don't have. So we are going to start on the eyes. All right. So the first colour of your eyes, the first colour is either going to be the most natural colour or it's going to be the brightest colour. So that doesn't really sound as if it makes sense, but when we go through it, it does. So we're going to start off on a nice natural basic look, okay? This is where we're going to stick to our light browns or light oranges, something like that there. But say for instance you're going to a festival, you're going to a wedding or something, and you're wearing a blue dress and there's maybe a bit of pink in it and you want the pink to stand out. So you'll start off with the pink, okay? Your first colour is going to be the one that you're always going to see whenever your eyes open. So, first colour, okay? It is going to go along the crease of the eyeball and up, okay? It's not going to go as high up as the eyebrows, but it's going to go along the crease of the eyebrow and up. So this really means that when my eyes is open, I should still be able to see this colour, okay? If you go from the crease of the eyeball down, when my eyes is open, you might not see it. everybody has different eye space. This is the one problem we're going to come up against. I have quite a bit of eye space there to work with. Some people might have very, very tiny eyes. Their eyebrows might be quite close to the eye area. So that's why I always recommend trying makeup on different people, because everybody's different, okay? And you're never going to get the same face all the time. So I'm going to use this new LMD palette at the minute. The only reason I'm going to use this one is because if you are a complete beginner and you decide to get this palette, then it's just something that it's easy to refer to. Now, when she designed this, she designed it that these 4 colours stick together. These 4 colours stick together. You've got your brown and your black to darken out the edges. You've got your shimmers, they brighten up, and then you've got your facial products. Okay, so that's what she sticks by. You don't have to use it in that order. See, if I'm going on a night out, I could go from this colour to this colour to this colour to this colour to this colour. It just depends. And like I say, when I'm doing my makeup, you tend to try and stick to 3 colours, light, medium and dark, okay? But as you're doing your eyes, you might try and say, well, do you know what? That's not dark enough, or that's not light enough, or that colour's come out a wee bit more orangey than I wanted. I wanted it maybe more pinker. So you can always go back and do it. Do your steps step by step. Take a step back, have a look at it. If you think it's okay, continue with your eyeliner and your mascara. If you think to yourself, I'm not too sure on that, you can change it at any time. 9 times out of 10 when I'm going on a night out, I have in my head what I'm going to do. I sit down and I do it, and then I'm like, I absolutely hate this. I hate this, especially when I'm trying to do black smoky eyes. Hate it. So I continue on, get my foundation, everything else done. It starts to come together, and then I'm like, I actually quite like it. I maybe just want to go a wee bit darker around the edge or a wee bit lighter in the middle. So, you know, do not panic. I really can't stress that enough. You can always come back and forward. So I am going to use this lighter orange just to start with, okay? So what I'll do is I'll dip my brush in, wiggle it around. I tend to always hit my brush off like this, just because if there's any excess that it falls off and that it doesn't fall down your face. Now, what I will say, and everybody in the class always does this, when you brush your brush around, then they go like this, and I'm like, no, because you've just blew into a brush that you're putting onto somebody's eyes. So just tap it like that, okay? So let's just see. So I'm going to go along the crease and up a little bit, okay? Yeah, I think you can see. Okay, now you'll see that I am working this product into my skin. I'm not going back and forward for more product. I'll just keep working it and building it up. I always start on the eyeball line, the crease line, and then I work up because I don't want to go too dark, too high up. So let's put a little bit more of that on and see if this brightens it. And you'll see that I'm just going back and forward, or else wee small circles. Okay, so what you're looking for now is you're going to get your client to open their eyes. Can you see that orange colour? I would say not really. So we'll keep going back and going up. I'm just going to take it that wee bit further up now, because this is when I want to see it. Okay? Now, I always say what you do up top, you do underneath, okay? I'm going to just do it up top at the start, and then I'll do it underneath to let you see how it brings it all together. Okay, so I'm just going to do the other eye. Okay, so that's the 2 eyes done. When I've got my eyes open, you can still see the orange. Now, I personally think that this is a wee bit light, but that's because I'm used to using darker and bolder colours, so I'm that little bit more confident with it. So what I am going to do is, to see this top orange, I'm going to put just a tiny bit of that orange over it, just to darken it a wee bit, because I feel as if I can't see it enough. Okay, I'm probably pulling all shapes of faces here at the minute. Okay. Hold your brush quite far up. Don't hold it right there, because if you're holding it there, it's too firm. The easier you can brush over it, and like, see the pressure that I'm using with this brush, it is minimal. Okay, there's very, very little. So what I'm going to do now is I want to go in with like a nice dark brown. I'll probably go this one, okay? But what I recommend is start off on a lighter brown and then go to a darker brown, because if I go in with a dark brown and it's too dark too soon, you can't take it off again. So go in with a lighter brown, look at it like I did with that orange and think, it's not bold enough, so I went back over it, okay? Now, I'm just using the same brush. What I need to do is buy 2 or 3 of these. So I'll have my first one with orange on it, my second one with brown on it, and then my third one with dark brown on it, because if I want to go back and fix the orange, I have to clean this all. So ideally 2 or 3 of these brushes. So second colour, it's going to go along the crease and around the corner, but it's not going to go as high up as the orange, because you still want to be able to see the orange, okay? So I'm just taking it across the eyeball and along the crease. I'll always fix the eyeball part at the end, so don't worry about that. Okay, let's do the other eye. So much harder doing the other side, especially under the camera. Okay, so my movements are always going to be back, forward, wiggle, whatever. So that has warmed up that orange, but I can still see the orange at the top, okay? Now, if you've put that brown on and you can see brown and then orange, say for instance it hasn't blended very well, get your spare fluffy brush and just rub over the top. And that just kind of brushes it all out. Sometimes it just softens it as well. So I am going to go in now to the corner of my eyes with the dark brown. I might go black, but I'm going to try the dark brown first. And this is literally just going to be the corner of that eye. Okay, see how that's so much darker? And you see why I leave my foundation to the very, very end, because I am touching my face everywhere. So just make sure your hands is washed and you don't have coronavirus. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, this is my eyes. Very, very, very basic. I'm going to take the brown in underneath just to let you see the difference of how it adds up, okay? See a bit more light. So I hold the eye up and I go underneath. Now I'm really used to this brush. If you have a client and they're tickly and all the rest of it, what you do is you get them to look up to the roof and you pull their eye down. Do you see whenever they look up to the roof, their eyeball's completely away out of your way, so you don't need to annoy them. I didn't put any more product on my brush, I just used what was on it. So you can see the difference in the two eyes there all together. Still looks funny without eyeliner and mascara, but you can see how that underneath has just added to the whole eye. Okay, so that's so much better. Now, in my opinion, I still want black in my corners. You're going to curse me, because once you get onto black, you'll never go back. I just want it darkened. I quite like dark eyeliner and eyeshadow anyway. That's just me personally. To bring in my brows, because they're quite dark, I feel I need to get that wee bit dark. Although my hair's still grey. There is hair dye coming tomorrow, so I may not be this colour. God knows what colour I'm going to be. So I am just going to darken down the very corners with the black. So what I do is I put the black on my brush and I literally just wiggle it and brush it in at a pace. Okay? Don't know if you can see that right. I don't go too hard, too soon. Okay? So what I'm going to do is get my spare brush and I'm just going to brush that all together. Now, do you see at this stage, if your eyeshadows are way up here or too low down, don't panic. We will fix that up whenever we come to foundation. Okay, so literally you can see from the orange to the brown to the black. Now what I do want to do is just try and brighten this up a little bit, okay, because it's just a wee bit dull. I just want the inside of my eye to be a wee bit whiter. So this is, let me just get another brush. So this is where I say, see all them wee spare brushes you have, you will always use them. So I've just lifted any one. Okay, I'm going to use the white up here. It's not going to come out bright white because I have got colour on there. So it's just going to lift it that wee bit. Okay, do you see the whiteness in this eye versus this eye? And you just drag that across nice and easy. Because you don't want it to be too abrasive compared to the browns. Okay, what I will say is we will always put a little bit in here. When you put highlighter or a white colour in there, it just brightens up that whole eye area. Okay, so okay, so when I look at this now, I think I still feel as if this is messy. This is a really basic look with simple colours. When we get on to the brighter colours, you'll be able to see the difference that wee bit better. But this is literally just enough eyeshadow to go out and about, do your daily things. Maybe if you're just going for dinner, you don't want too much on, you don't want it to be too heavy. But when I look at this, I still think, is it right? Is it not right? May just be because I'm on camera and I'm not used to this. But what I will do now is I want you to practice this part of it. This is going to be your hardest part, is getting the colours to blend from one to the other, so that we have the orange, we have the brown, we have a wee bit of white, so that it's not like orange, brown, black, to try and keep it nice and neat. We will concentrate loads on this for a few weeks, okay, because eyebrows and eyes honestly is the one thing that the girls always want to learn. So I'll just keep doing loads of different looks with you. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause use. I'm going to finish off my makeup because I'm heading out now to do a few jobs, so might as well keep it on. I'm going to finish off the rest of the face and then I will come back and let you see it with eyeliner, mascara, foundation all on, just so that you can see how it's going from this to the next, okay? Okay, so that's the full face of makeup on. I've had to tie my hair up there if I was doing my hair on. Took me literally 5 or 10 minutes to get the rest of my face done. So you can see how the eyeshadow with the eyeliner and the mascara on and a little bit of foundation, not too much. I haven't gone overboard. It's still pretty basic. Yeah. It's just a full face of makeup, and I have to go and drop off a birthday present at the auntie's today, and they're going to be like, who is she? Because they've seen me this last 4 weeks at the door with no makeup on and probably no bra on a lot of the time. So that's it. get practice in your eyes. Let me see your eyeshadows. Do send me through pictures, just so I can see how you're progressing. If you're struggling with any of the steps, let me know what you're struggling with, and I can try and maybe text it to you step by step, because I know sometimes whenever it's on this video that it's hard to maybe keep up or hard to follow. So yeah, just get in touch with me, let me know how you're getting on, and can't wait to see.